Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining today's webinar. Today, we are presenting webinar on entrepreneurial mindset and success psychology, organized by Applied Science and Humanities Department of Parul Polytechnic Institute, Parul University. The main agenda of this webinar is to know about entrepreneurial mindset and how to cultivate entrepreneurial mindset. We will also discuss the failure stories of successful entrepreneurs and the psychology behind the success. I, Vaishali Nathwani, would like to introduce today's guest speaker, Marina Chadlitz. She is a professional, certified marketer from American Marketing Association and holds MBA degree from Carlos III University of Madrid. On the other hand, she is also a positive and transcultural psycho consultant. She has 20 years of experience in banking, but for last 5 years she have been working as a freelancer for various projects. She teaches at the University Marketing, Corporate Social Responsibility and Organizational Behavior in Georgian and Marketing in English. Moreover, she also gives training and make consultations to SMEs and CSOs. She makes pro bono consultations in branding to startups and nonprofits. She is also mentor for women at various women empowerment programs. She is also being invited as a speaker at various events and webinars. From January, she has been giving trainings and one-to-one coaching sessions in personal branding in Georgian and in English. It's a privilege to welcome you, ma'am, and you can start with the session.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be here with you today and have a chance to present for your students. Okay, let's get started. So, today we are going to discuss the following topics. What is an entrepreneurial mindset? How to cultivate entrepreneurial mindset? Failure stories of successful entrepreneurs, the psychology behind success, and my story. When people think about entrepreneur, they think about various topics, and the words they remember top of mind. There are various, and most often they think about entrepreneur like a person who has new idea, who wants to take risks and establish new business. And for such risk, this person either gets reward or either gets failure, So entrepreneur is a person who takes risks, who maybe gain for that risk some success, or maybe will gain some failure. When this person starts, okay, he is confident that he will or she gains some success, but 50-50, you never know how it will go. So the most important thing, don't stop and start again if you don't gain such results as you expected in the beginning. And what is an entrepreneurial mindset? By definition, it is a way of thinking that enables you overcome challenges, be decisive, and accept responsibility for your outcomes. It is a constant need to improve your skills, learn from your mistakes, and take continuous action on your ideas. This is what I said before, that you should continue trying and improving. And if you believe in your idea, you will get such results as you wish. So what is entrepreneurial mindset? I'm sure you have heard about concept about fixed mindset and growth mindset. And from my point of view, entrepreneurial mindset is growth mindset. Because if person has growth mindset, that means that this person accepts challenges and views these challenges as opportunities. And this person is self-aware and accepts his or her weaknesses as well. So uh, this person has high emotional intelligence, and this person prioritize learning over seeking approval, because sometimes when we seek approval from other people, it makes us somehow weak, so it's something different to seek learning, not approval. And the person with entrepreneurial or growth mindset focuses on the process, not just on the end result. We want somehow to gain end result, maybe very quickly, and we don't want to focus on process, on improvements. It's not so good. We should know that success does not happen overnight, so we should take some action. And the person with growth mindset is inspired by success of others, not envies others. And uh, this person understands that failure is an opportunity to grow. This is very important, how we approach failure. And this person with entrepreneurial mindset or growth mindset persists in the face of setbacks. We always have some setbacks, but we should overcome them. So, how to cultivate entrepreneurial mindset? From my point of view, there are 7 ways how we can work on cultivating an entrepreneurial mindset. First of all, build your personal brand before you build your business. And why it is important? So, personal brand is how people perceive you. All of us, we have our personal brands, despite the fact we are self-aware of it or not, because we have some brand that means that people think about us, perceive somehow us. So if you want to be an entrepreneur, maybe you haven't started your business yet, but you should think about how people perceive you, uh, build strategic allies, because when you start your business, you need to have your network, and it's better to start before than seeking after some network and some people you want to do business with. So build your personal brand before you build your business. And the second, define success for yourself. That means that success means many things and various things for various people. So you should define success how you think what do you think success is for yourself, and set goals. It's also very important because um, we should avoid just wish something, or if we don't make clear goals, we never achieve them. Prioritize learning and growth. Spend time with like-minded people and never give up. Okay, let's speak about these topics a little bit more. For entrepreneurs, I uh, developed 12 P's of personal branding. Those P's are, first of all, perception. Evaluate your brand now, currently, how people perceive you. Ask around maybe 10 persons just one magic question. What for they would recommend you for to their friends? And after evaluate answers, and you will have some understanding how people perceive you now. Your brand maybe is not at this stage, maybe is not such as you want it for yourself, but it's okay. You should work on improving. And purpose. As I said, it's very important to know what you want, and after make some plan how you want to achieve it. Your personality. You should be aware of yourself, because we know that people who have a high EQ achieve more. They are more successful because they can understand themselves and other people and make a really good relationship with other people. Your pros and cons. Make SWOT analysis of yourself, your abilities, um, what in terms what is your purpose, and product or maybe service. You should have clear understanding what is your product, what is what you are going to sell. You should have such kind of product. You should have a clear understanding who are your prospects, people whom you want to approach and sell your product or service. Partners and competitors, um, they are also very important. I put partners and competitors together because people in business know that sometimes partners become competitors, and sometimes competitors becomes a partner. So you should know who they are, and how you differentiate yourself from them. Proposition. You should define your unique selling proposition, because you should know how to present yourself, how to present not just yourself, but your product or service as well. And promotion. You should know how to promote yourself, first of all, how you want to be known. And it's not the case to be famous, and I mean, all countries should know about you. No, you should be strategically known among those people whose opinion is important for you. And platforms. Nowadays, we know that everything happens digitally online, so you should know where are your target market, your prospects, and use those platforms. And proof. Uh, you know what means social proof. This is really very important to have such social proof, because otherwise it's not so easy to persuade people, you know. So all kinds of recommendations, client testimonials, um, and reviews are social proof. And finally, profit, because when you build your brand works for you, and it works very profitably. I don't mean here profit, just tangible profit, okay? I This profit can be intangible in terms of some opportunities which you can after translate into profit. As I said, the important thing is to know what success means for you. For some people, success is to earn maybe $1 million a year. For some people, success is to launch some new product or some different things. So you should know very clear what success means for you. And practice the art of small steps. I mean that you should work to get what you want, but don't think that you should do in one day, you know. It's better to have a plan and some milestones. So maybe some sub goals, and it's easier for you to achieve your success in such case. Be self-aware, know your strengths, weaknesses, resources, and limitations. You know, nobody is perfect. You should accept your weaknesses as well. You should know your strengths, of course. You should know your resources when you can do more, and your limitations as well. Maybe you should know when you should ask for help. Uh, Empower yourself. If you are a leader, you should start from yourself. Because if person can't empower uh, herself or himself, such person is unable to empower other people and motivate other people. So everything starts in our minds, and everything starts with ourselves. Be ready not to be supported by family or friends. Yeah. To hear this, maybe it's not so pleasant, but just because you have some dream and you see in your way success doesn't mean that your family members or friends will see success in your way. Maybe your parents have some other plan for you, you know, or maybe your friends see something different as success. So if you believe in your dream, you should persuade yourself that you can do it. And after, you can motivate and persuade others. Set goals. Okay, you defined your success, but you should set goals and make them smart. And maybe you also need to set some sub goals. Maybe for 1 year, another sub goal. After 2 years, you have another sub goal, something like that, you know. And okay, after some time, you will achieve your main goal. You achieve your success. But it never ends. We achieve some goals and we set other bigger goals. and make recording of daily progress on them. It really helps, because okay, maybe we can't achieve our goals, or not goals, some tasks every day, but when you are aware what was done and what was postponed, you can make finally better everything, because you don't forget anything, and you push yourself more. And build team, because we need some support team. We need people who believes in our dream, in our goal, and we need some people who can work with us, you know, make them partners, because when they are like-minded people, and they are not just your like co-workers but partners, they share responsibility with you, and it's easier to achieve goals in such case. And transform ideas into action. Ideas is really nice to have very bright ideas, but if you can't achieve them, and if you can't um, gain some results using these ideas, they don't worth anything. And experiment, use different approaches until they work, because maybe when you start your business, your ideas will not work in the first place. So you should make different approaches, and finally they will work. Prioritize learning and growth. First of all, prioritize personal growth, because without it, we can't achieve what we want. We can't change. We should be different persons to do different things we never have done before. So get a mentor or coach, and it's really a helpful way to develop yourself personally and professionally as well. Prioritize learning of trends and novelties in your field. If you want to achieve something meaningful, you should expert. You should be expert in your field. So never stop learning, despite the fact that maybe you will graduate from the university or something like that. Learning lasts all the time. Take care about development of your team. Okay, if you have team, okay. Make decisions and take responsibility on outcomes. Many times when we make decisions, maybe after some time we understand that those decisions were not right. But if we don't make decisions, we postpone the making decisions. It such situation brings even worse results. So we should make decisions properly and on time, and be responsible on outcomes. Maybe outcomes is not, maybe outcomes and results are not as we planned, but that's okay. We will make different approach and try again. And if you want to be an entrepreneur, you should embrace risk and be friend of failure. Okay, celebrate your success, but celebrate failure as well, and take risks. Find opportunities where other people find challenges, and avoid excuses. Win the main battle we have ever battle in our minds. Okay, I put here on this slide the results of one poll I found on LinkedIn. And in this pool, voted 30,495 people, and they answered the question, where do people fight their most important battles? And 80% responded in their minds. So we have most important battles in our minds. As I said, everything starts with our mind. So choose wisely what you talk to yourself, because if you have negative self-talk, it means that this will influence on your self-belief and self-confidence. So don't do that. Vice versa, encourage yourself first of all. And spend time with like-minded people. It always helps. Engage in positive talk with yourself and with others. Think in terms of success. Be authentic. As I said before, embrace your weaknesses as well, because no one is perfect. So if you are self-aware, you will build a team with people who maybe can balance your weaknesses. Think about it. Admit that you don't know everything. Nobody knows everything. And ask for help. It's okay to ask for help. And never give up. You know, we have many situations in life when we think that it's total disaster, and we think maybe that it's end of everything. But you know, after some time, for sure we will find some opportunities, some new ways. Now, let's talk about failure stories of successful entrepreneurs. What is failure? As I said, become friend of failure. We have two definitions of failure. Maybe they are a lot, but I present now two definitions. According to Wikipedia, failure is a state or condition of not meeting a desirable or intended objective, and may be viewed as the opposite of success. So failure is when we can't achieve success. It's opposite of success. Okay. And another view. Henry Ford, you know who is he? He's really very successful entrepreneur all times. And he said that failure is simply the opportunity to begin again, this time more intelligently. Imagine how many times he would fail when he was assembling his car, you know. I don't know how many times exactly, but we can imagine that many, many times. And I put here failure stories of successful entrepreneurs, and there are a lot of other stories as well, of course. And okay, just think about that even Steve Jobs, um, who is a legend now, was fired by the company he helped found because in 80s he launched two products which were a failure, and finally he was fired from the Apple, and in 1997 he managed to join that company again. And you know that now Apple is so influential company in the world that uh, everybody knows who is Steve Jobs, and he is a legend now. And imagine even Thomas Edison, who invented the light bulb, movie projector, and many other things, uh, was seen as uh, too stupid to learn anything when he was a child. You know, um, maybe it's unbelievable, but that's true. Um, and Walt Disney failed production company, and he was labeled as lacking of creativity. Imagine, Walt Disney was labeled as lacking of creativity. And I'm sure you know about his company, and I'm sure you know about his method to develop ideas when you you take three various approaches to develop ideas. It's one of well-known methods to develop ideas now. And J.K. Rowling, author of Harry Potter, her pitch for Harry Potter was rejected 12 times. And when she was writing that book, she was unemployed, and she was living on in government's benefits, you know. And now you know that the book, not just book, but movie of Harry Potter is so well known and successful. And even Jeff Bezos made many mistakes while launching Amazon, very costly mistakes. One of them is that one year he decided to sell not just books but toys for Christmas, and they bought 100 million toys, but they were forced to just to give away 50 million toys after Christmas because nobody bought them. And it was very costly mistake. And there are so many examples, but we know that these people are very successful, and many these mistakes, maybe nobody would know about them, you know. Well, I'm sure you have heard about Gary Vaynerchuk. I really watch his videos on YouTube, his motivational videos a lot, because he's investor, motivational speaker, digital marketer, uh, because he always says very authentic things, and sometimes he's really tough, even at the stage. But what he says what he believes in, and because I like his speeches. And okay, he in this speech he says that don't be afraid to fail. It's part of success. Okay, I suggest you that watch this speech later. And again, Elon Musk. I'm sure you know about his weird ideas, but okay, he believes in those ideas, and because of that, he managed to accomplish a lot, you know. And in this video, other entrepreneurs, very successful entrepreneurs, speak about failure, and I encourage you to watch them as well. Well, uh, just to sum up what we discussed today, let's talk about the psychology behind success. Before, I was talking about some stories and some point of views of successful entrepreneurs. And now I want to present you scientific research which was done by professors of Harvard University. And what they found about successful entrepreneurs is presented on this slide. So, as they say, dimensions of entrepreneurial leadership are the following. First of all, identification of opportunities. You should identify opportunities everywhere, and even in challenges. You should have vision and influence, and you should empower others as well. You should be comfortable with uncertainty. Now we live in very uncertain period, because we say that we will have new normal, but nobody knows exactly what will be new normal after this pandemic. Okay, so if you are an entrepreneur, you should be comfortable with uncertainty all the times. Assembling and motivating a business team. If you want to be successful entrepreneur, you should have really good people skills. So think about it. And you should be efficient in decision making. So, as I said, you should make decisions and take responsibility on them. You should be able to build networks, because without it, it's impossible to do something really meaningful. Collaboration and team orientation is one more um, topic this study suggests. And you should be able to manage operations. That means that it's very important to have really optimized operational processes. and you should be able to manage finances as well and sales, and you should be able to establish some structure in your business. uh, because in the beginning we say that we have startup and we make many experiments, but when we find the best model of our business, we should make structure, and we should make it scale at scale to get more results and more profits. Um, Here are my favorite 5 books on entrepreneurship. Okay, there are so many books, I just put 5 my favorite books. First of all, I would suggest to read, if you haven't done yet, Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. I read this book maybe 12 years ago, first time. And after I read, I think 6 books by Robert Kiyosaki. But this one was most influential for me, and I really suggest you to read if you haven't done yet. Another one, Crushing It by Gary Vaynerchuk. As I said, he's motivational speaker, and he has written some books as well. And as I said, okay, he's doing many various things. First of all, he and I'm sorry for internet problem. Okay, I was talking about books.
Okay.
Um, the next one is Entrepreneurial You by Dory Clark. Uh, this is third book she has written, and when I read this book recently, and I think you know about Dory Clark. She's a well-known speaker. She's a Duke professor, author. I don't know. She's doing so many things. A very well-known executive coach. And okay, I want to somehow she's my role model. Maybe one day I will be famous as she is, because she's doing many things I'm doing now, but at a smaller scale. What she has written in this book was very motivational for me, and I encourage you to read this book as well. And The Entrepreneur Mind by Kevin Johnson. In this book, he has written about 100 statements you as an entrepreneur should master. And one of them is states that work on your business, not in your business. And that one was the most influential one for me. Well, now a little bit about me, how I perceive myself. Okay, before was done introduction about myself, so I'm not going to talk a lot. I just want to explain how when I started to perceive myself as an entrepreneur. Okay, for 20 years, I have been worked at the banking system at various departments. After 4 or 5 years, I was a freelancer, and from January, I perceive myself as an entrepreneur because now I have product, my service, which I sell. Before, what is difference between freelancing and entrepreneurship? I made some research, and I also agree with the point of view that freelancer is a person who sees some opportunities to do some tasks, some jobs other people offer. And Entrepreneur is a person who has something to sell, some product or service. You know, as a freelancer, I entered to some tenders, and if I won that tender, I got a job. Job, I mean, some service, maybe write some strategy or something like that as a consultant. And that's it. When I finished my task, they pay me, and that's it. That project was ended. And as an entrepreneur now, I can first I can offer my service and then paid, you know. So since I made this, I feel myself like an entrepreneur, despite the fact I established my company maybe 5 years ago. But nevertheless, I felt myself like a freelancer. So this is difference for me. So this is my life with ups and downs. This is how I see my life, very colorful and dynamic. But you see that it has black frame, so it also has black side. It's not just bright colors. And this is how other people see me. Uh, okay, I said that I'm a marketer, but mainly in my country, people know me as an expert in corporate social responsibility because we are very few experts in my country in this field. And okay, I positioned myself like a CSR expert because I teach this subject in two universities. I give trainings. I write blogs for Forbes Georgia, and I won twice competition among journalists about corporate social responsibility. And my company is a member of CSR Club Pro Bono Georgia. So everywhere in all events, I either organizer or participant regarding CSR in my country. So people see me like a CSR expert. And as I said, for 2 years, I have been studying psychology, and now I made my course in personal branding, and knowledge of psychology helped me a lot, And okay, I started from January organizing free webinars, inviting other speakers, and finally, now I make one-to-one coaching online, and I made also, as I said, online training module, 12 pieces of personal branding for entrepreneurs. And I'm really very happy because before, as I said, I perceived myself like a freelancer, and now I perceive myself like an entrepreneur. And I really like this point of view that personal branding and personal development are two sides of the same coin, because I stress so much in my presentation. Personal development and personal growth is very important in order to achieve success in life and be successful entrepreneur. Well, this is my LinkedIn profiles link. So I will be happy if you send me connection request, but please indicate that you are from Parul University. And that's it. I think now I will stop sharing, and if you have any questions, I'm here to answer.
Thank you, ma'am, for this wonderful session.
Thank you for inviting me again.
Yes. There are some questions, ma'am. The first one is, what mindset does entrepreneurs need for successful business?
Okay, as I said, entrepreneurial mindset is what we call growth mindset. That means that entrepreneurs should see opportunities in challenges. Most people see challenges everywhere, but entrepreneurs should see opportunities and be ready to take some risks and be ready to fail, and that's okay. And entrepreneurs should never give up on dreams she or he has. So uh, be brave and never give up.
Yes, ma'am. Do you relate positively to setbacks?
Sorry, could you repeat, please?
Do you relate positively to setbacks?
Um, so, as I understood, you are asking me if positive feedback is good or
Yes, yes.
okay. Of course, we are very happy when we get positive feedback, but entrepreneurs should accept and be very ready to get critical feedback as well, but in appropriate way. As an entrepreneur, you should master to accept and give critical feedback as well.
Okay. Ma'am, we use different approaches, right, for working, for be successful in business. But what if we get fail in that approaches?
What if we get what?
Failure,
Sorry, I can't
failure,
hear.
failure. If we get failure,
Okay. Okay. Yes, as I said, failure is part of success. And in my country, I don't know how it is in India, but in my country, especially when I was a child, it was so shameful to make mistake. And that's not right approach. Okay, I'm not saying that if you fail, you should not care. Okay, you should learn from failure. Use it as a experience and go ahead. You should not blame yourself all the time and never take action again. You should learn and go ahead. Try some another approach.
so we should keep on moving, right?
Yes.
And last, ma'am, can you give some ideas for building network? For
Some
building,
ideas
yeah,
for what?
yeah, for building network.
For building network.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Well, you know, as I said, before you start your business, start building your brand, and you can't do that without building network. I mean, a network online and offline. Okay, now we have a very online life, but because of pandemic, but we also have offline life, and we need to think strategically with whom we want to make network. On the other hand, they can be our prospects, they can be our partners, they can be even competitors, and they can be maybe some faculty members, maybe some media, all stakeholders who can have interest in our ideas, in our startups, are very beneficial people for us. So we should network with them.
Okay. Yes. Thank you, ma'am, for giving us your valuable time. I think we have covered all the questions.
Okay.
Yes. I would,
Thank you very much for inviting me.
yes, I would like to thank our HOD, Mr. Hemal Patel, sir. the HOR for Institute, Professor Jatin Vaidya sir, the Academic Director, Dr. Mahesh Bhatt sir, and the President of our university, Dr. Devanshu Patel sir, for motivating and supporting us continuously. Last but not the least, I would like to thank all the participants who assembled here today for this webinar. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. You are welcome.
Yes. Bye, ma'am.
Bye.